What is going on around Table Sports, and welcome back into another edition here of Draftaholics with a new time slot. You guys might be saying, don't you guys usually start at 5:30? Well, we decided to call an audible, switch it up on you guys, because now Draftaholics is 6 p.m. Eastern every single Thursday here on Roundtable Sports' main YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be hitting you guys with another mock draft. Last week, we hit you with a full second-round mock draft. Maybe next week, we'll do a full third-round mock draft. I don't know. Keeping you guys on your toes. But this week, we're going back to a first-round mock draft with trades post-free agency to kind of update you with maybe where teams could potentially look at going. Of course, with the NFL draft, roughly like just over a month away at this point. I mean, it's right around the bend. The picture's becoming a lot more clear for each and every single one of these teams. So we're going to adjust our mock drafts accordingly. But before we do that, fellas, how we doing? Derek, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Good to see you guys and ready to do another one here.
Let's do it. Dose, how you doing? We didn't see you last week.
No, man, I'm happy to be back. I was hoping we were doing a 6th-round mock, so I'm a little disappointed. But we.
Oh, you happy to be back now?
I'm happy to be back, man. It's good. I'm excited.
How you doing, bro, Schmo?
Doing great. Let's get this party started.
I agree. Without further ado, let's just run this thing up. And your boys never picked first before, so I will be picking first with the Tennessee Titans. But my question is, who's calling? Because do I want to make a trade? There's a real world in which the Tennessee Titans could trade from the first overall pick if they get an offer that they like. Let me see who's calling. Wow, nobody that I like. I don't think any of these teams are trading up. You know what I think could be a dark horse? Like, would it be crazy if like the Browns traded up one spot? Yeah, I mean, we're not going to do it because they're not calling. But could you think the Browns could trade up to get Cam Ward because they have, the Titans have other teams calling? I mean, maybe they have the Giants calling. Maybe they have the Raiders calling. Maybe they have the Jets calling. All teams that have reportedly been interested in a quarterback.
I think it would have to be a pretty big offer. I don't think the Titans are going to move off of Cam Ward unless it's like a Keen's ransom.
So you feel pretty confident that they are going with Cam Ward, because there's been a lot of speculation they could trade down. There's been a lot of speculation that they could go Abdul Carter. But Broshma, you feel confident that they're not going to pass up on a quarterback?
Yeah, with I don't want to say overpaying. I think I get it. They went out and got Dan Moore. They needed a left tackle. You moved JC Latham to right. They got Kevin Zeitler. They solidified the offensive line. They did nothing at quarterback. Watch Mason Rudolph go back to Pittsburgh. I feel like it's all in preparation to protect their new franchise quarterback.
There are also rumors that Will Levis could potentially be traded. He's having a bit of a market right now, as crazy as that sounds. So he might be shipped off also. They need their quarterback, and it looks like that's exactly where they're going. I do agree with you, Broshmo. I do think that that's ultimately where they're going to go unless they get a King's ransom, but I don't know if teams are really going to offer a King's ransom for Cam Ward. So Cam Ward, first overall.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Part of me thought about maybe offering that from the Bengals, but...
There we go. Oh, I thought it was.
Guys, I did a mock draft. If there's any Patriots fans watching, I did a mock draft right before this, and PFF was indeed crashing out for me at that time also. So
you want someone else to try to share it, Colby?
Yeah, pull it up on yours.
No, it's doing it on mine too.
It's doing it on yours too?
Let me
Yeah,
see
you could always do NFL mock draft data. It just went through. Never mind. It only took 10 seconds. I mean, NFL mock draft.
Go. All right.
Hey, went through for me. Hey, let's go.
Yeah,
Come on,
right.
yeah.
God wasn't sure if he was going to give the Titans a quarterback, but he said, you know what? All right. I guess I could do that. I guess I can give you a gamble. That's all right. So, all right. Number two, we got, who do we got? We got you, right, Brushmo?
Browns. Yeah. Part of me thought about moving up, trying to give that Keen's ransom, because it feels like the Browns bring back Myles Garrett. It's like, okay, we still think we have a very competitive team, a competitive roster. We just got to figure out the quarterback position. All we have to offer is draft picks at this point. So why not just like bet the future, get our franchise quarterback? But I don't know, man. I don't know. Part of me maybe thinks this could be Shador, but this is me at the helm. I'm cool with Kenny Pickett for a year. I'm cool with Russell Wilson for a year, whoever it may be, and maybe kick that can down the road for another year to get that quarterback of the future. Instead, See, so I'm between Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter. I know that they brought in Joe Tryon. I don't care. They got Isaiah McGuire. I don't care. Give me Abdul Carter next to Myles Garrett. That sounds sexy. But Travis Hunter as a corner, because it feels like they could move off of Greg Newsome or MJ Emerson. You get another guy that could also work as a wide receiver to help whoever that quarterback may be. But I think ultimately Abdul Carter is probably going to end up being the top guy in this draft class. I mean, you just watch him and you get Micah Parsons type feels, man. So I'm going to go with Abdul Carter.
You definitely can't go wrong with somebody like Abdul Carter. I feel like if it was between Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter, I don't know, like me personally, I feel like you can't go past the Heisman, and I feel like the Browns would think the same way. They could use some help at cornerback. They could use some help at wide receiver, and Travis Hunter would fill both of those roles. What do you think, Dose?
Yeah, I like the Abdul Carter pick. I'm actually kind of living on the opposite. I think if I was guessing what Cleveland would do if they didn't take a quarterback, I think they would go Abdul Carter. I mean, they don't really have a number 2 edge, in my opinion. I think that's a little bit up in the air. Now, they've invested on the D line, but I don't think it's really coming together yet. So this would give you some. I mean, and they've had the cornerbacks, right? Like they've had injuries, but they've had dudes there. I think adding the other edge rusher, especially to Brochman's point, if they feel like they're close, that would be the move I think I'd make.
What do you think, Derek?
Yeah, I mean, it is the age-old question, do you go with Travis Hunter, does a little bit of everything, and then Abdul Carter, who, at his most dominant point, you probably think he's the most explosive and most dynamic player in this draft. I mean, either way, can't really go wrong. That Myles Garrett contract, though, definitely makes it a little bit more interesting. Obviously, Myles Garrett going to be sticking around for a little bit longer than what we originally anticipated the last time we tried to do something like this. So, I mean, yeah, the option for Travis Hunter definitely makes sense in that regard, but I wouldn't put it past the Browns to get another great edge guy.
Well, Derek, speaking of which, you are up on the clock at number 3 with the Giants.
I have to give credit where credit is due during this offseason. The New York Giants, they've really bolstered up their roster in free agency. I mean, they brought in Paulson Adebo. They brought in Javon Holland. So they really doubled up on their secondary. They brought Darius Slayton back. You got a couple other role pieces in Chauncey Golston at edge, Roy Robertson Harris at defensive tackle. You boosted up on the defensive line, and you got another wide receiver, and then you got James Hudson as a right tackle. So, they really did a lot of work on the remainder of their roster. And now you have to find the quarterback that you want. And I've continued to stay true to the fact that Shedeur Sanders to the New York Giants just makes all the sense in the world. So if he's there, and, in all honesty, I wouldn't be surprised if New York tries to trade up with the Tennessee Titans to get Shedeur if they felt like somebody might take them before him. But, yeah, Shedeur to the Giants just makes all the sense in the world here.
Yeah, I feel like they could make that pick just as a panic move. I wouldn't do it. I don't think Shedeur is all that. I still think he's being overhyped. I don't believe in him as like this elite franchise quarterback, especially to go 3rd overall. But with that front office on the line, with the coaching staff on the line, I could see them panicking and making a move just like this. I don't agree with it. You have the Heisman Trophy winner, Travis Hunter, sitting right there for you. I think that's a move that would make more sense for them, but they need a quarterback. If they can't get one of these veterans, Shedeur would make a lot of sense. Brochman, what do you think?
Yeah, no, they're just in a crappy situation. Like the front office has their feet to the coals, and like rookie quarterback, unless they're like Jaden Daniels, right? Which with this class, probably not. It's not going to make that much of a difference. They're probably going to bring in that veteran option. And yeah, like sure, you could draft Shedeur like, oh, this is our future, but we're going to try to be competitive this year. I don't know, man. It sucks. It sucks that they can't just go best player available.
What do you think, Dose?
Yeah, I think this is what's going to have to happen. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to go there, so I think they're going to have to take a quarterback. But that's also why I think they could absolutely be calling for number one, because it's just going to simply come down to Tennessee. If Tennessee wants their quarterback, they take him. But if they're like kind of on it, you trade what you have to get to go get him, because I think that's the position that they're in.
Well, Doe, speaking of which, you are up on the clock at 4 with my New England Patriots. So, be smart here. Just be smart.
Yeah, no. Well, here's the thing, Colby. So I'm thinking about this. Right? I know what you want to see this look like. I know what you want to see this look like. But no, I think two things here, because I think you've even discussed this too. I got Carolina as well, right? So I think there's a world where Carolina at least makes a call to New England in this spot with Travis Hunter getting number 4. Like the idea of putting Travis Hunter on this team, needing corner or receiver.
If Carolina makes that call, can Las Vegas make that call as well?
I mean, if they wouldn't make the call, make the call. You know what I mean? They wouldn't make the call.
Ring. I am Las Vegas. I am looking to move up a spot. I can. Can I offer you a third next year?
So this is okay. So let me lay out what I was thinking for Carolina. I was thinking offering 74 this year and a future second to get to that spot. So it would. So based on that, because even like the value that might be a little under, but it puts you at about 220 with the first one, second round next year. Maybe look at it as a third. Maybe at least puts me somewhat in the ballpark of about the same value to get 400 points. So I was thinking something like that, and I think Carolina would be willing to overpay a little bit here.
I cannot beat that offer.
Okay.
At best, I would offer you 68, but I don't feel great about that.
Gotcha.
But I'm not offering a future second or anything.
Well, look, man, I'm Carolina. We saw Bryce Young do what he did last year. I don't want to hold back. So if it works, Colby, I would like to make that trade happen.
All right. You said the Panthers?
Yeah, Panthers. 74 and a future second to get the 4.
All right. 74 and a future second?
Yep.
Wow. Well, has a 90% chance to be accepted. That's your official offer?
That's my offer, man.
All right.
That's my offer.
Hopefully I don't decline myself here. We did work. Yeah, I mean, we know why we're moving up here. We're taking Travis Hunter at 4. Maybe we can play him offense or defense, to be honest with you. We could use a corner or a receiver, but I think for where we were at the end of the season with Bryce Young, like this is the energy that Carolina needs. They spent some money in free agency. Go get the Heisman.
I like it. I actually really like that pick, and it's not because I hate Travis Hunter. If they drafted him, all right, you're getting the Heisman Trophy winner. You're getting a guy who he'll ball out one way or another, I'm sure. But again, I'm not gonna go down this road. I've talked about Travis Hunter and the Patriots for a while. I've actually been a big fan to where if Travis Hunter is there, even if you don't necessarily make the trade, I think the Patriots 100% need to pick up the phone on any trade calls they get for Hunter, because he is one of the best players in this draft. That's how he's viewed. Perception is reality. And if they can get a haul just to move a few spots down, I think that would make a lot of sense. And that's exactly what they do. I think they really want to get a tackle. They need their franchise left tackle right now, and you can trade down. You can get Will Campbell at 8. You can get Kelvin Banks at 8. And I think getting one of those guys at that position makes it a lot more easy than selecting one of those guys at 4. Broshma, what do you think?
Yeah. Oh, man. It's kind of tough. With the Panthers, I still don't love their edge position. I feel like you got Clowney, and then you got some rotation options, but at least you're better than what you were last year. Grabbing Travis Hunter, you get a future star there on the outside next to JC Horn, who you just paid. You just brought back Mike Jackson, so you could also have him kind of alleviate some of that wear and tear if you want to play Hunter both sides of the football. So yeah, no, I see a world where go after and just get the best player. I mean, I feel like Carolina's kind of at that point where it's like things are starting to turn around for him.
Let's go Carolina.
Let's go Carolina.
All right.
All righty. So up next at number 5 with the Jags. I'm on the board, correct, guys? I'm not wrong by saying that. I just want to make sure. Once we start doing trades, it starts to get a little confusing. But all right, I'm up next on the board with the Jags at number 5. Now, Tedero McMillan is sitting right here. I don't know about your guys' thoughts, but the number that's been thrown out there about his 40 time was somewhere between I've heard all the way from a late 4.4 to an early 4.6. So I feel like it's all over the place.
That's
On what this guy has,
drastic different.
I know. I feel like what this guy's ran is
Let's
a
just
little
say
bit up
he
in the
runs
air.
a 4.51 or something and just call it a day. You know,
Yeah,
We'll
I
just
think
laugh
the
at the
official
Bills
was
for sake.
4.55, or at
Okay.
least that's
the
the
official reported.
agreed
and that's
upon.
not even a bad 40 time. I know
Good one.
everyone wants the 4.2 wide receiver, but running a 4.5 is not a big deal.
Well, I think just looking at the Jags, I think that given the new era they're in, they're going to want to build up that offense with an offensive-minded head coach. You know what I'm saying? Duval. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with Tedoroa McMillan. I'm not going to lie. It was between two players. It was between Tyler Warren and Tedoroa McMillan, but I'm looking at what the Buccaneers had. They had and still have one of the best wide receiver duos in the entire NFL. I think that's going to be something that they want to replicate here in Jacksonville, and they get that by going Tedoroa McMillan. Dos, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, so I heard today, and I don't know if this is true or not, by the way, but I had heard today, like on a little snippet thing, they said that the last receiver to go in the top 15 that ran under a 4.5 was Mike Evans. So it's been a while. I guess if you're just looking at it from that perspective, if we take that as the number, but I think to what Derek said, like that's an okay time for the style of receiver that he is. Plus, Mike Evans is pretty good, So if they get Mike Evans, I think they'll be happy with that. So I'm not mad at it.
Some of the best, some of the smartest and the best route runners in the league never run 4.4s or 4.3s. In all honesty, like Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp. Didn't Cooper Kupp run like a 4.6 as a 40? 40s are overrated. They really are. They're extremely overrated. If it's really, really bad, then yeah, you have some cause for concern. But if it just doesn't stand out, then I really don't care. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that there's a world where since guys like Marvin Harrison Jr. and Drake London, they didn't run their 40s at the Combine or Pro Day, and they both went top 10. So it's
because it's just not an important stat. It just really isn't.
Yeah, so like that whole okay, well, we haven't seen a guy in the top 10 or the top 15 run. It's a little skewed just because of that, but I get it. Well, I like the pick. I was going to take Ted at 6, so I'm kind of bummed right now.
Well, that's perfect. I feel even better about the pick now. Well, Brochmo, you are up next on the clock at 6 with the Raiders. Where are you going?
I know who I will take. I want to know if there are anyone wants to move up.
Let me ask you, is it a defensive player that you're thinking of?
Well, I do have one that I thought was going to go at 5, looking at me right in the face.
I will trade up for you if that's what you want to do. I'll trade up.
All right. Well, let's make it work.
I have the Jets, so I'll trade up with you.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay, just move a spot down. See how we can make this work. Sure. There's
just give up 73 and a future third.
Oh, I'll take that. Yeah,
not the Jets.
Well, they don't like that actually.
Really?
Hey.
Force the trade, brother.
Force
the trade, brother.
All right, I'll force the trade, but
force the trade, brother.
One of these teams ain't very happy about it, but that's all right. Derek, you're on the board. I don't know
how that's not even like they. Who traded? Carolina traded up 4 picks for a 3rd rounder and a future 2nd, and that had a 90% interest to move up 4 spots. Yeah, I want to move up 1 with basically the same trade package, and it's no interest. Like, what the frick?
Trade value varies from year to year to team. So it's like there is not a standard when it comes to trades. It's a wild beast.
Hey man, shout out to Connor with the $2 donation. Says, "Hey, the whole gang is here. Beck QB1 2025 at Troy."
Hey, Troy, for your sake, I hope that's right.
That's my guy right there.
That's my team.
All right, so does that mean I'm on the clock now?
That means you are on the clock, Derek.
Please give me Mason Graham. Please give
me. Didn't see. I thought you were going to go Tyler Warren.
He is one of the most dominant defensive linemen that we've seen come out of the draft in a while, and he definitely will provide a spark on defense for the Jets.
All righty. Mason Graham, I like the pick. What do you think, Dose?
Yeah, I think it's great for the Jets. I mean, it's such a loaded defensive line now when you throw him in the mix. Him and Quinton Williams, though, that's going to be as fun as it gets. So I think you start in the trenches there if you're in Glenn, and that's a good spot to do it.
What do you think, Broshmo?
Absolutely. And it's Aaron Glenn, defensive-minded coach. You know he's going to want to go defense. They didn't overpay Javon Kinlaw. So, yeah, dude, I love this pickup.
All righty. Well, Broshmo, you are on the clock here with the Raiders. Where are you going?
Well, I do have a pick in mind, but I am more than happy
Ashton Genty.
to listen to – well, I was going to take Genty at 6.
Uh-huh.
But
oh. So that's where you're going to go at 7, right?
Well,
it might be where I go at 7.
Hey, I don't know how much we want to do here, but as Dallas, at least because this is how we build. We don't build through free agency anymore. I at least got to make a call, bro, Shmo. You know what I'm saying?
You can make the call, and I'm more than happy to take the call.
Couldn't the
Jerry's
Bears trade
all
up
in
here?
from what I hear, so I can't wait.
Wouldn't the Bears make sense? They could trade up to 7.
Hey, the Bears.
Yeah, but I feel like
Okay.
they're in a place to stick it and pick it or to move down because, like, I got reasons why I don't think they go running back top 10, but I'll save it for when I get to the Bears.
Yeah, I'm about to say Broshmo also has the Bears, so well, Broshmo, it sounds like you're sticking and picking.
Whoa, Dallas wants to make a deal, right?
Oh, Dallas wants to make a
Yeah.
deal? Oh, yeah, they're right
we'll
there.
do. Here's what we do. We'd give you 76, but we need something back because this is how we build now. So we need 143 back, and we'll give you a future 4th on top of that.
Oh, my God.
It's a good deal. It's a good make a trade. That's how we build.
Yeah,
We
let me
build
just
these
I'm
drafts.
look at where I'm at.
in the chat by these Jets fans right now, dude.
All right.
Three.
This is the final offer.
Yeah, Broshmo wants to take it.
I'm thinking you would have to give me something more than 76.
I feel like you would
Right?
have to give up
Give you
more
a future 4th.
than to move up.
Oh, did you say a
5
future
spots
4th?
to the top
Yeah.
10. You're
Oh,
going to
okay.
have
I
to
thought you
give
were
up
asking-
at least the first round.
asking me for a future 4th.
I give it a first rounder. You crazy. There,
And
don't
then there's
spit
no
these ideas.
trade, bro. You really think the Dallas Cowboys can move up 5 spots without giving up a first rounder?
So
Yeah.
I'll
That's
take
crazy.
76 and I'll take a future 4th for that.
Broshmo's controlling. So okay, wait. I'm sorry. Say it again. I'm sorry.
Is that what you said? I'm outside of pick 7. I'm giving up nothing.
Well,
7 and 143.
7143 for 76 and a future 4th.
Mm.
That's pretty good off.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Just make a deal.
That would be such a
Make deal.
Cowboys move to trade up that much for a running
All
back.
right, Dose, you're on the clock.
Hey, well, let's get it done. Let's take Tyler Wharton on plane. Let's take Ashton Genty. Let's take.
He'd be better off making that.
That would
pick
be a
than
Cowboys move. Just take somebody. Yeah, no, Ashton Genty. Yeah,
I think Ashton Genty makes a ton of sense there. I mean, when's the last time they had like a premier running back? It was probably Zeke years ago, not Zeke this past year, but Zeke back in like, what was that, like 2017, whatever it was. It's been a minute. I think they need to take some pressure off of Dak. I like that move. Derek, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do that kind of trade to get him that high. Like, I mean, just for trading up 5 picks, but as far as the actual player, 100%. I mean, Ashton Genty is, a very good running back. And you're right. The last time the Dallas Cowboys took a running back very high, it worked out for quite a few years until Zeke just got lazy and just decided to stop being a good running back. But yeah, Genty's all there, man. I like that pick.
What do you think, Broshmo?
I think business was done, and I'm happy about it. The Raiders moved back twice, pick up some extra picks. Because I mean, you look at their roster, the Raiders, they kind of need it. They need to infuse it with a little bit more young talent, and having more shots in the draft it's going to be a good way to do that.
Well, Dose, I'm pretty sure you are back up on the clock here at 8 with the Patriots, correct?
Yeah, I think I am. I think so. And
We're going to say that's you.
So, yeah, no, this is perfect. I mean, we kind of just fell right to us here. So we're gonna take Armand Menbu.
Oh,
at, number 8. Yeah, he just feels like
Are
I
you-
think
are
Mike
you for
Vrabel
real?
would love. I am for real. I think this.
but he
feels more
doesn't
like
play
a
left
trade.
tackle.
So he's gonna play right tackle. He's my guard.
But the
We'll play
Patriots
wherever.
just signed Morgan Moses to a 3-year deal.
Morgan Moses ain't him. All right, Colby. That's what we were. we know.
So
Ain't
there's no
him,
going into the season
alright?
with no left tackle.
Put him at left tackle. Here's my thing, Colby. I'm trying to think of guys that I think Vrabel would go after. Membu makes me think of a Vrabel kind of guy. All right. I think this is a Vrabel type of fit. We're going to lean into the run game specifically. We're going to let him run a little bit. We're going to let him move. And I trust it more than I trust Will Campbell right now, consistently playing low. That's kind of what he's built to do. So I'm gonna take Membu and just slide him in wherever we need him. We're shuffling around that old line, Colby. We just got to get.
You are going to get blasted on social media. Last time someone took Armand Membu for the Patriots, it was Derek. And,
I want Will Campbell. Give me Will.
And
Campbell.
We didn't hear from Derek after that. So, all right, Armand Membu to the Patriots. Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. What do you think about that, Broshbo?
I actually like it. People, I know, I get why people are afraid to move guys to the other side of the line, and yeah, there's some truth to that. But if you have an offensive lineman you're taking to the top 10, you got to feel confident that they can make that transition. We've seen it with guys like Tristan Wirfs last year, Joe Alt, and JC Latham. So it's like there's a precedent for taking guys in the top 10 and then kicking them to the opposite side.
What do you think, Derek?
Membu's a great offensive lineman. I know a lot of people look at the university and say that's just weird, but I mean, he is super athletic. He has great position flexibility. You can put him anywhere that you want to. And like Broshmo said, if you have a guy that is committed to doing that and he's willing to do that, if that means he's going to be a starter at that spot, then by all means do it. I mean, it's not that crazy of a change. Yes, it is a change, but I mean, it's not that crazy because we've seen plenty of people come into the league that were a different position on the offensive line and, move somewhere else and they've done just fine.
Just real quick, Colby, just to throw this out there, he did line on the left side at times, but it went a little unbalanced. So just if there is some comfortability being over there, like not as a normal tackle, but unbalanced lines, he did play on the left side a little bit. So he's at least taking snaps there. Look at that. Well, it counts as a tight end. It doesn't count. It's not on there. It counts as he's be listed as I don't know, maybe a tight end or something. He's done it.
Clean tackle.
Watched it happen.
Okay, moving on here to pick 9. I got the Saints up on the board. And you could go offense here. Kellen Moore's an offensive-minded head coach. I think that would make a ton of sense, but I'm going to switch up the tempo here a little bit. I know Matthew Golden is rising up draft boards. I don't love Matthew Golden this early at 9. Well, who's calling? Who's calling with the trades? Atlanta Falcons, Washington Commanders. Any of you, I mean, this is one of your teams. Any of you interested in trading up?
Falcons ain't got the picks to do it.
No. So it's the Colts or Commanders. Any of you interested?
No, I'm happy with the Colts just sitting back.
No, all right. Well, I guess the Saints are
Chris. I'm going to tap into my Chris Ballard. If anything, I'm going to trade out of the first round.
Oh, okay. Well, the Saints are going to stay here then.
Broshmo, you got me. Some dude so triggered by that he decided to message me 20 times about it. All right. So I don't want to hear this. I'm trading out of the first round crap anymore. All right. You're going to make the guy mad and he's going to anger message me again.
All right, well, look here. With the Saints, I'm going to go the defensive side of the ball. I think they could use help on both sides anyway. I'm going to address the secondary here. Go Jahdae Barron. He's being considered at this point the number 1 corner, and rightfully so. What is he, 5'11", 200 pounds? Allowed a completion percentage of 54.4 this past season. But they allowed Paulson Adebo to leave in free agency. I think they need a ton of help in that secondary. So they get the number 1 cornerback here by staying put. I'm going to go with Jahdae Barron. Dose, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the fit here. Who is their defensive coordinator now? Do we know?
It's Staley.
It's Staley? Yeah, I don't know. I just wondered, because I always look at Barron as he's going to translate as a really good zone corner. We know we could put him everywhere. But I just know, historically, they've definitely leaned on more man coverage, kind of longer cornerbacks.
Dennis Allen's gone now.
Yeah, Dennis Allen's gone, man. It's a new defense.
All right, well, let's just change everything. I like that. All right, Jahdae Barron. It makes sense. And honestly, the Saints are one of those teams where it's like, dude, go anywhere because they're getting younger because he's a draft pick. Dude, this team is just old, man. Just get some new young guys in there.
What do you think, Broshmo?
Yeah, they need someone else outside of Kool-Aid McKinstry. They also have Alontae Taylor who could play inside and out. You get Barron who could also do that. And you just add some versatility to that defensive backfield. So, yeah, I think that's a good one.
What do you think, Derek?
Yeah, I like it. And, Will Johnson is falling on draft boards everywhere right now. So, yeah, definitely a interesting pick for sure.
All right, Broshmo, you're up on the board at 10 with the Bears. Where are you going?
Yeah, I got an idea. So big reason why I didn't want to move up for a running back or even taking a running back here is because just financially, like you're going to be paying that inside the top 10, that guy's going to instantly make like just a ton of money and become among the like top 10 paid at their position. So you take Genty, he instantly is making like top 10 running back money, which still might not be bad, honestly. But like, I don't know, man. I'm open to hearing. I got an idea where I might go, but I'm open to hearing any trade calls. If anyone would be willing to move up.
You got the Raiders, Broncos, and Packers.
I'm cool with the Raiders.
I mean, I think the Falcons could potentially do it.
Hey, if y'all got the assets,
I'm down to do a trade with the Falcons to number 10.
All right, what are we looking at?
Let me look at something real quick just to make sure that I'm getting my things right here.
So I'd be looking for that third round pick you don't have.
I mean, I'd be willing to give you I could potentially get, oh man, that's tough because you're right. There's not a lot of draft compensation here. I mean, 118 in a future second.
Wait a second.
I'll give you a future second and a future fourth.
Who's trying to move up?
I'm okay with 118 in a future second.
Okay.
118 in a future second.
Yeah.
I won't do anything because I feel like
I was legitimately about to go in the weeds and be like, let's see if I could change pick 76 into pick 46.
That's crazy. All right. So Derek's on the board here. Derek, where are you going?
Yeah, I'm going to go edge here for the Falcons, and I am going to go ahead and get James Pierce Jr. here at number 10.
Okay. All right.
I like that.
See, my only thing about James Pierce is that it's been reported that a lot of teams have him off their boards because of massive character concerns. I think he's a good player, but I think character concerns have been proven to drop players on a regular basis, and I think that's going to happen with James Pierce. I think it could be crazy. It might be crazy to say this, but I think there is a world in which we're going to see James Pierce go in the first round. I know it's a crazy take, but that's what we're here for.
It's a possibility Mike Green had that same thing happen too. I mean, it is possible.
James Pierce at 10. All right. Well, let's speed up the tempo here a little bit, fellas. Let's get into pick 11, the San Francisco 49ers. Derek, is that also you?
That is me as well.
All right.
We're going to go corner here. So go ahead and give me, I'm actually going to go ahead and go with Will Johnson here for San Francisco. You lost Charvarius Ward to the Indianapolis Colts this offseason, and you didn't really make a lot of other secondary moves. So I feel like Will Johnson to the 49ers just makes a lot of sense.
All righty. Next up here, we got the Raiders. Broshmo, this is you, right?
This is me.
We got to stick and pick this time, or we go trade down?
I think I'm sticking and picking here. I have especially with the assets I picked up on day 2, because now I have 3 third rounders, so I'm living life, and they're high third rounders too. So hey, man, I could get that Quinshawn Judkins, I could get that Will Howard, I could do all kinds of things and feel great about it. But I do want to improve the wide receiving core. It's literally just Jacoby Myers and then Brock Bowers when he kicks into the slot and whatnot. So I'm actually going to go with Matthew Golden. I like him a ton. Would have went with Tet if didn't get snagged ahead of me by the Jags, but it is what it is. I was able to move back and grab extra draft capital. I'm happy with the outcome here.
Yeah, I feel like you got to feel pretty happy with that. I mean, you get a guy that's climbing up draft boards. Some have him as wide receiver 1. It sounds like their wide receiver 1 was already taken. Like you said, just to pick before you trade down multiple times, you get, a couple of 3rd round picks there. You're building up for the future. You get some later round prospects, and you still get one of the best wide receivers by trading down. I like that. Dose, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I was kind of thrown off a little. I was like looking at this completely wrong. I was like, wait, what team do I pick? No, Matthew Golden shooting up here actually feels like there's a possibility he becomes wide receiver 2, I guess, over behind Travis Hunter, or wide receiver 1. Like it seems like that's actually on the table now as we go forward. As everybody, it's all question marks. Matthew Golden, we know what he is, and he's just flying up right now. So I don't have an issue with him going this high.
What do you think, Derek?
Yeah, I mean, Matthew Golden is definitely going up on boards right now, and that would make a lot of sense, honestly.
All righty, moving on here to pick 13 with the Miami Dolphins. Dose, is this you?
Yeah, I guess so, man. I think so. So, look, I think I was thinking about going somewhere else with this one to kind of shake it up, but I think ultimately it kind of just felt like this again. I got to go Will Campbell. Bro Schmo, the people are going to hate me again, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
They should. They should.
We got to do it. We have to go offensive line. It's kind of like the last ride, it feels like. Are we going to get this thing right? And I feel like over the last few years, man, like I was looking back last year, I took Chop Robinson. It was like, okay, I don't know how many people actually thought that was going to happen. So this year, get the offensive line right. Go Will Campbell.
All righty, Will Campbell. I'm assuming that you're getting him to play guard.
Yeah, we'll play him at guard.
You're going to play him at guard? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Makes sense. He fell to you. He fell later on. He has that tackle guard versatility over on the left side. They could use both of those. So, makes sense. Moving on here, though, to pick 14. It looks like back-to-back picks here with 14 and 15. We got you, Bro Schmo. So where are you going with your next 2 picks?
So, I mean, I could do the boring thing, but probably the right thing and take Tyler Warren.
You should.
I should. I really should.
Although there is one other name on that board right there that if you took, me as a Colts fan would be very happy.
Who would it be? I'm curious.
Do you want me to tell you outright, or do you want me to make Broshmo sweat and guess real quick?
Well, I mean, I'm probably going to stick it and get Tyler Warren, but
who's got the Cardinals pick, by the way?
I think that's you, Derek.
No, I don't have the Cardinals. I had the Falcons.
I think the order got thrown off.
Oh, wait, no, it's Dose. It's Dose. Excuse me. Dose has the Cardinals.
I was going to say, I thought so.
Yeah, Dose has the Cardinals.
Dose, I'm willing to trade up with you after Broshmo makes his picks.
Shoot, just let me make my picks, bro.
I'm sorry.
What team are you?
All right, well, I'm taking Tyler Warren. I would love to get defensive line for this pick. That's probably where my heart is. Just because I don't know, man. It's the quarterback messes me up here. How valuable will Tyler Warren be with Anthony Richardson, let alone Danny Dimes at quarterback? Like
Danny Dimes is not going to be no quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. Shut up.
It's the right pick, though. Tyler Warren's the right pick. He deserves to go here.
All right, what do you think about 15?
15? Well, I was hoping Tyler Warren would have been here for the Bears. that was the struggle I was here. I mean, the Bears don't have a ton of holes. They really went in on the defensive or the offensive line and the defensive line as well. I mean, you can make a case. Maybe they want to add to that rotation at pass rush, but I mean, they paid Deo Onuyimbo a good grip of money. Jahad Campbell comes to mind. He's a guy that's been rising up draft boards if they want to get off like TJ Edwards or Tremaine Edmonds contract. Or you could look at one of the safeties. Kevin Byard's only there for another year. You had Brisker, I think, have some concussion concerns last year, but he should be fine. So I think I actually might go with Malachi Starks here.
Ooh. Wow, that's an underdog pick right there. I don't think I've seen that one mocked yet. I like that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. I think he gives you that versatility in the backfield. People are going to like look at, he didn't do great in the agility drills, but if you look at like the on the field drills, when it came to the zebra times, he was consistently either the fastest or the second fastest. Like how he moves on the field, it's just different. And he gives you an array of Like he can literally do whatever you want him to do. So Bayard's only there for another year. So I'm gonna just go ahead, send it, plug a future hole.
I like that pick. Well, Dose, you're up next on the clock here with the Cardinals at 16.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to Derek real quick because I think he said he wanted to move here.
You know what? I changed my mind.
Oh,
I'm
never
gonna.
Hung up the
Or,
phone.
you know what? You know what? Who's got the Bengals? Who got the Bengals?
I got the Bengals.
Okay. I am going to. Man, that's tough because I feel like one of you guys would take my pick. So yeah, I will. I will attempt to trade with Dose here.
what
with the
team are you?
Buccaneers pick at,
The Buccaneers,
at 19.
Gotcha. Okay. You're gonna have to give me something real nice.
You want 84 and a future fourth?
Yeah, 84 and a future third sounds good, man. We'll get that thing done.
He said fourth.
Yep, a future third and 84, and we're just moving.
Are you okay with that, Derek?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
All right, let's force
It
the
ain't
trade.
my draft picks. It ain't my official draft pick.
All right, Derek, you're on the clock. Where are you going?
Taking Jihad Campbell
Whoa.
at 16. Yep.
Okay.
taking Jihad. I was afraid, man. I was afraid with Arizona and Cincinnati back to back. Afraid one of you might take him. So taking Jihad there.
That's a good pick. I feel like that makes a ton of sense in their defensive system. Really like that pick, Derek. That was a good utilization.
I
of
almost
the
took him
trade.
at 15 too, man.
I know. I was afraid.
Well, look, I'm up here next at 17 with the Bengals. This one's pretty obvious. All of the money they have is going towards the offensive side of the football. Every single draft pick has to go to the defensive side of the football. I'm between two players. I'm between Mike Green and Kenneth Grant here. I think they could use help on both sides, to be honest with you. Hearing that they're more than likely going to end up trade Hendrickson, I'm actually going to go Mike Green, edge rusher out of Marshall. Like I said, it's between him and Kenneth Grant. I think if they go either way, they can't go wrong. But I do view Mike Green a little bit higher on my chart. I think he'll have a bigger impact there in Cincinnati. Do you guys like that pick?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they need pass rush.
That's my guy right there, Mike Green. I heard Dose disrespecting him on his live stream the other night, and I was like, oh. Dose was like, I haven't really done much, work yet on Mike Green. And I was like, dude, we were literally in Mobile together. I was in your ear about Mike Green the whole time. What do you mean you haven't done the process on Mike
Colby's
Green
fault that I hate Mike Green. It's Colby's fault.
It really might be my fault.
No,
Every time
I
you
like
think
Mike Green,
you
actually.
think of me, don't you?
I like him, just not as much as you do. I never will like as much as you do. That's just
That's
It
wrong.
just is what it is.
You're wrong for that.
You did this
All
to me,
right, moving
Colby.
on to Broshbo at pick 18. Where you go, Broshbo?
I would like to hear some trade offers. That's what I would like.
I'll flip it.
I don't got nothing for you, dudes.
One
spot.
thing I will say is that
This
CCRR comes in here and says that Mike Green, it basically is going to fall out of the first because he has these character concerns. You're not having Mike Green and James Pierce both falling out of the first. From what's been reported about Mike Green, it was just one of those things where he loved someone a little bit too hard in high school. It caught up with him, and he's not the same person. So he might fall a little bit, but for the most part, it's not like James Pierce where the issues he's having are current issues.
Right.
So anyway, Rushmo, back on the board.
Broshmo, real quick. Let me get in right now.
Dude, get in
You
my
already made
ear
the
right
trade?
now.
I'm looking at the value chart, and this is actually works in. I think it works in your favor, yeah, because we only moved one spot. I'm giving you 115 and just jump one spot right here. Just want to flip a spot.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I don't think you're gonna take my guy, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I just I don't want to
what's
risk
the
somebody
pick?
else moving up.
Said 115. Yeah, he said 115.
115. Just throw 115. There you go.
Yeah,
All right, Dose, you're on the board.
All right, we're gonna get our pass rush. We're taking Jalen Walker right here. I'm not messing with anybody jumping up, and we walk away with 84. So we went from 114 to 184. So we actually added draft picks and got Jalen Walker at pick 18. Pretty excited about this one, man. This is a linebacker room that, like last year, they actually played pretty well in terms of vets, but they need pass rush, and they've gotten some young dudes in there. So I think they're kind of all coming along together here. Darius Robinson, they went out and signed a veteran, was it Josh Sweat? So let's get a linebacker that can also rush the passer. We're gonna get after teams.
So if you were the next pick, why did you trade up?
because I didn't want to risk anybody else jumping. Here's the thing.
Didn't
I'm
want
like,
to take the chance.
I'm the Cardinals GM right now. I'm dialed in for these guys. All right, Cardinals
Sure,
fans
dude.
watching. I got your back. Look, we're adding picks and we're getting our guys. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, according to PFF, nobody was calling, but that's okay too. That's all right, man. You know what? You got your guy. That's all that matters.
I'm just
Broshmo, you're on the clock.
wait a minute. Broshmo's got Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could see doing this. No, I'll wait. Never mind. I was gonna think about doing a trade up, but no.
Say if you are thirsty for offensive line, I'm about to take offensive line.
Nah, you good, fam. You can have those.
I need those. Have you
Who's
seen
got
our
the Steelers,
interior?
though? Who's got the Steelers though?
Not me.
It ain't me.
Probably me then, or probably Derek. It's gotta be you. Wait, no,
Man, don't even know
I'm the
who's got
Steelers.
it.
I'm the Steelers because Broshmo's the Chargers,
Yep.
and I'm right before Broshmo.
Look at that.
So that would mean
Whoever Seattle, just pick somebody real quick.
All right. All right.
Yeah, Broshmo, you
I'm
pick
gonna
real
go
quick.
ahead. I'm gonna take Ray Zabel. He is gonna come in, be my guard, my center. I don't care. Clint Kubiak, wide zone blocking scheme. I need guys that can move. He can move.
It's true. He can move. Best offensive lineman at the
Yo,
Senior Bowl.
Donovan Jackson though.
Okay, this is either
Oh,
Derek's pick or Dose's pick.
It's not mine.
All right, Dose, you're on the clock with the Broncos.
Yeah. I think this is my pick. Yeah. I'm 20. So okay. I feel like I don't want to go super chalk here, but I think I'm.
You don't have to go chalky if
trying to
I
think.
offer you something, right?
Yeah, well, what's
Damn, y'all, we trading every pick. That's crazy.
Hey, listen, it's the draft to do it. All right.
All right. So I am the Los Angeles Rams. And I got pick 26. I would offer you pick 101 to move up.
Hold up before you say that, before you say yes to that. I have Green Bay, and I'm willing to potentially give you a better pick if that's what intrigues you.
Oh yeah. I'd definitely be intrigued. And move back left.
All right, I'll give you my pick over his pick and make it easier.
So 87.
Yeah, I'll give you 87 for that.
Done deal. Sorry, Broshmo. Just got
All
this.
right.
Good, man. I can only go as high as 90. So
Hey! Give me a Mecca Buka. Give me a wide receiver.
Yeah, they need a ton of wide receiver help. Honestly, I've said this before. I think Emeka Egbuka could end up being the best wide receiver to come out of this draft, and it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. I'm trading everything, bro. I'm trading up like it's nobody's business.
go get your players, bro.
All right, man. I'm at 21 here. I'm at 21 with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Boy, they could go in multiple different directions, but there's a guy that I like here. And maybe this is a bit of a hot take, but I think given where their offense is, I think they're trying to build the living heck out of it. They need a running back.
Jackson Dart.
And I see, I'm not as big on Jackson Dart as some of these fanboys. I'm gonna just tell you right now. Okay, look,
I don't understand why people love Jackson Dart so dang much. I really don't.
Yeah, he has aura, but other than that, like, there's not a lot of consistency. People are like, "Oh, he looks cool, so he's gonna ball out. He's my dude now." I don't care how he plays. I just care how he looks. It's like, okay, well, maybe don't draft him in the first if that's the case, but. I'm going to go with Amari and Hampton here. We all know that Najee Harris left to go to the Chargers in free agency. They need a running back. Amari and Hampton is a beautiful combination of both speed and power. I've heard some people say that they have Amari and Hampton over Ashton Genty. I don't know about all that, but apparently it's an actual discussion. Amari and Hampton here at 21. A lot of people don't like running backs in the first in a loaded running back class, but you just traded for DK Metcalf. You got some questions at quarterback at this point. Just bring Russ back. Maybe it's Aaron Rodgers, but no matter who you ultimately end up bringing in at quarterback, one of the best way to take pressure off of them is by having a good running game. I think the combination of Amari and Hampton at running back, DK as your wide receiver one, that is going to make your offense multi-dimensional. So I'm going Amari and Hampton here.
Nice.
All right, moving on to the Chargers here at 22. Broshman, where are you going?
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to stick in and pick it because I don't know if I want to trade down too far. Yeah, I don't want to trade down. I'm going to go ahead and take Colson Loveland for the Chargers. They need pass catchers. Justin Herbert needs pass catchers. They brought back Mike Williams. Maybe they bring back Keenan Allen. Who knows? But you look at their tight end position, and it's very underwhelming.
Where'd you say you were going?
Colson
Sorry, cut out for me for a second. Sorry. I think my Wi-Fi is being a little bit weird. Colson Loveland, tight end 2, officially off the board. Do you guys think there's any world in which Colson Loveland ends up being the first tight end taken off the board?
No.
Very like that's a 5% chance for me.
The way that I see it, Colson Loveland is like
Tyler Warren
has more upside as a receiver. But I think that Tyler Warren is more like your Gronk. If you want the more well-rounded tight end, Tyler Warren's the guy. If you want to get the best out of your receiving game, Colson Loveland's the guy.
Yeah, like Loveland could definitely go higher.
I think the thing that interests teams also is that you can be more creative offensively with Tyler Warren. You're not going to be as creative offensively in the game plan with Loveland as you can with Warren, because you can line him up practically anywhere on the field, even in the backfield. So that's why, again, I've been so big on the Indianapolis Colts taking Warren if they get a chance to, because you freaking line him up in the backfield with Anthony Richardson and JT. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, I also think that if Colson Loveland is there for the Chargers, that's going to be a no-brainer. I think Harbaugh's just going to run that pick up to the podium. Obviously, has a connection back to him from his Michigan days, and Colson Loveland balled out during his time in Michigan when Harbaugh was there. So I just think that's a match made in heaven. But moving on here to 23, the Denver Broncos are up. Who has the Denver Broncos?
I do.
All right, Dos, where are you going?
Well, so we moved back to this spot. So we acquired a draft pick, which is going to make this. It's going to ease the craziness of what we're about to do right here. But I think this is a room that once you get past Abdul Carter, there's a lot of, I don't know what the good word is here. I was about to say collusion, but that doesn't feel like it fits at all. I don't think that's right. I don't have a dictionary on me, so I'm not going to say that. I did say it, though. Instead, we're going to go with Nick Scorton. We're going to take Nick Scorton at 23 here. I don't think they have a defensive end. They don't have much defensive end depth at all. And I know this feels a little bit off the board, but I think they brought Jones back this offseason for nose tackle. I think he fits stylistically. Young player, he's 20 years old. And I do think that while there will be, like for me, I have some concerns. I think it's really bunched up. I have a lot of these guys bunched up. So it's going to just take a team to like one more than the other. And I think there's enough of the critical factors that he taps into where you could buy on the upside. So I'm going to buy on the upside with Scorton.
You think they go the defensive route? You don't think they try to target wide receiver?
Yeah, I mean, I think wide receiver, I like the receiver room better than I think PFF does. I can understand the want for receiver one, but then I also look at it and say, well, is there that there? You know what I mean? Like, is there that option at that pick? So I don't want to force that pick. I don't know if there's a Nick Scorton as we get to round 2.
I guess Luther Burden was the only guy left on the board. I'm honestly not as high on Luther Burden as other people are. So I guess it makes sense if you're just looking at best player available. But Dos, I think you're up again at 24, correct?
Oh, snap. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me drop my.
Yeah, you wasn't ready.
No, I wasn't ready at all, to be honest with you. But but I think I have an idea of what they need. I mean, they're definitely older now on the defense side. They don't have many draft picks. So I think you got to take this first pick and get immediately an impact player. And immediately, I think you look to safety. Real quick, does anybody know? So I was watching Penn State safety today. Is he just not listed like on here?
Kevin Winston?
No, the other one. Broshma, you know what I'm talking about?
Jalen Reed?
Yeah, is he just not listed on PFF? Like I haven't seen him. Like,
no, he's not.
He listed as a corner?
No.
They add people like last minute though. So he'll probably be on here in the next couple weeks.
That's what I was trying to figure out. I'm like, okay, that I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I think we got to go immediate impact, and I think this one just kind of fits for them. I think it'd be a fun fit for this team. So I'm gonna go Nick Amenwari here. I'm gonna give him a guy that I can just settle in the box, let him blitz like crazy, fit into a defense that's gonna be super aggressive downhill, and we'll go the safety route after losing Bynum in free agency.
You said you're going the safety route?
Safety route. Nick Amenwari.
Wow. So you like him over Xavier Watts? Just out of curiosity.
For this spot. I think for this team. I think the flexibility makes a ton of sense.
Amenwari is a much better athlete than Watts is. I think Watts just has a little bit more experience at the position, so it makes it a little bit interesting.
A lot of production
so I mean, again, it's all about what you prefer to have in your system.
Yeah, I mean, like JD3 said, it's just one of those years. I don't think people understand that this is like the weirdest draft class we've had in a while. There's only like 2 real blue chip players, maybe 3. The draft really couldn't go anyway. It's really going to come down to best fits for each individual team and not necessarily best player on the board. But let's see. We got the Houston Texans up next. I actually think that's me. So I'm on the board here. I'd like to go offensive line. I think they've lost a lot of pieces. That interior, I'd love to add here. Who do we got? Well, we got Tyler Booker, but I don't know if I love him here.
I've seen people suggest that Tyler, this is how crazy these mock draft simulators are. One, they have him at near 50. There's another one where I've seen where he's projected as number 16.
Yeah.
Like that's how high he is. So, I mean, he's all over the place.
Now they did also just trade names escaping me right now. Laremy Tunsil. So they really just need help.
They brought in Cam Robinson
on a 1-year, like $12 million deal. I think they could upgrade here. They also need a guy for the future. Cam Robinson is very mid, but I don't think enough people talk about that. I think Cam Robinson has name value, but his play, it's not very good.
I think you could get.
I'm okay with him being a
1-year rental.
1 year rental. Yep. It's better than what they currently had.
Which was not the.
I mean, even I don't know why. Well, I guess since Donovan Jackson is technically considered a tackle in this, I mean that's a good one because then Donovan Jackson, you can move him around wherever you need to.
And I don't really think they need to go edge. I know that they just extended
Daniel Hunter.
Yeah, they just extended Hunter. Actually, honestly, I'm looking at Tyler Booker here, though. I mean, he has experience at left tackle, he has experience at left guard, and he has experience at right guard, so he can really be plugged in for them anywhere. I guess because they have Cam Robinson, I guess they can kind of push the can down to maybe like the 2nd or 3rd round because it's not an immediate need. I feel like they need impactful players in the interior of that O-line. Maybe it's a bit of a reach. Nobody's calling to trade. So with that being said, you kind of are forced to pick here unless somebody wants to trade.
I'm kind of content now with my teams.
I swear, every time my pick comes up, nobody wants to trade. But every other pick, everybody's flying around the board. It's all right. You know what?
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
I'll make a call. Because this is actually interesting. If you do, I'll make the call, but I'm not going to give up much. I'm just going to let you know that early because I'm the Lions at 28, and we don't have a lot of draft capital. So I'll give you a future 5th.
A future what?
Future 5th. It's a good draft pick. All right.
You're going to trade up 3 picks for a future?
I forgot we have an extra 3rd next year.
I'll give you. Do you not understand how draft picks work?
You don't have to make the trade.
Hey, you make the call.
A future 3rd.
I will leave
you
right
don't have to
now.
Make the trade.
Future 3rd.
Leave right now.
Future 3rd.
Kobe's the GM. Yeah.
Future 3rd.
I'll give you a future 4th because I do have 2 3s next year. I'll give you a future 4th.
So you have 2 3s. So why not give me
one?
Well,
it's not official yet, but it's going to be a
give him at least a 3rd, bro.
I think that's expensive.
We'll chill.
All right. You know what? Fine. Fine. I'll take the 4th. I'll take the future 4th. All right. We traded.
I'm done. You can't even with this.
All right. You're on the clock, Dose.
That's like worth. I think that's worth like what? I mean, by the value chart, probably like 40 points, something along those lines.
A fifth was disrespectful, but a 4th we can talk.
Yeah, like that's not. Hey, we got it done. I mean, Kobe, you don't come in giving him the best offer. You coming in, give him some trash, and then you let him move it up.
Sometimes,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then they hang the phone up on you. That's what they do.
Real all the time. The Bears moved down one spot in the top 10 for a 4th. Just going to throw that out there, and then missed out on Jalen Carter. So,
all righty, where you going, Dose?
Yeah, I think there's a couple interesting names here if we were to do this, because I think the idea of the Lions saying they wanted to grab Josh Simmons is super interesting because they could jump up, put him at guard year 1, depending on when he gets healthy, and then in the future look at him as a tackle. I think that's a real option for them. But the other side is we get immediate impact when we take Donovan Ezeraku because I'm really worried about the 2 teams in front of me both trying to grab him. So since we've made this trade, I think ultimately we're going to take Donovan Ezeraku. We're going to lock in our edge rusher here. He's going to give us immediate production. Yeah, let's go Boston College.
That is your guy right there. Broshmo, you're on the board here at 26. Where are you going?
Yeah, I am gonna stick it and pick it. I wanted Colson Loveland, but I was unable to move up because I got outbidded by Derek. But is what it is. I think I'm gonna go with Luther Burden. We're on the Matthew Stafford tour. This is gonna be among his final years. Let's make his job as easy as possible. They brought back Alaric Jackson. You could bring in Luther Burden. You could mess around with him. He can be a guy that you could use on jet sweeps. They got Tutu Atwell for another year, but it's only a 1-year deal. They got Devontae for 2 years. Let's just keep bringing in some ammo. This offense is going to score 40.
Well, is this Dose or Derek here at 27?
Me.
That's you, Derek. Derek, you're here at 27 with the Ravens. Where are you going?
Anyone tell me how? I mean, can I see the cornerbacks real quick, Colby? And can anyone tell me if Roger Rosengarten for the right tackle for the Ravens, if he's any good at all? Because I'm trying. It says that they need interior. It says they need offensive line help, but I'm not necessarily sure.
It's guard. They lost Patrick McCarry, and then Daniel Falele is meh.
Yeah, see, that's the issue I'm coming into is I don't think there's a right guard or an offensive lineman that's worth taking at this spot. You know what? I'm going to go with the name that just appeals to me right now. I am going to take an edge actually here, and it's going to be Mykel Williams.
Yep. That's a great pick.
Seems like a Raven type player to me, honestly.
Yeah, he does. Young, very long, very lengthy. I think that makes a ton of sense. I actually like that pick for you. Up here at 28, the Houston Texans are back on the board, and we're going to go with the exact player we wanted to before, back end of the first round. So now, now it makes a little bit more sense. We're going to address the interior of the offensive line and go Tyler Booker with none other of the interior offensive linemen really left here on the board. But at 29, I think I'm back on the board here with the Commanders, actually, because Broshma, you're 30, right?
Yep.
Which means I'm back on the board here at 29. I'm not going to lie. I was looking at Mykel Williams here. So, it's a little heartbreaking. Thanks for that, Derek. But running back guard. So, you know what? I'm going to look at edge here. Try to address the trenches. You're going to have to play the Philadelphia Eagles 2 times a year, as we saw last year. I mean, I still think it's going to run through Philly. I think the NFC is still going to run through Philly next year, and you're going to need a damn good pass rush to go up against that damn good offensive line that Philly has. So I'm going to go with Shamar Stewart, edge rusher out of Texas A&M here. You can never address the trenches too much, especially the pass rush. So, and this is a good pick for them. All right, Brushman, you're up here at 30 with the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, man, I just love that all the defensive tackles just kind of fell here. Kind of get your pick of whatever you want. Larry Ogunjobi is going to be suspended for the first 6 games of the season. Daquan Jones is 34 years old. So I'm going to take Kenneth Grant, man. I want to get a little heft. I want to get a little girth on that interior.
Kenneth Grant. I'm surprised Kenneth Grant is still on the board, but that's all right. Great value pick here at 30 for the Bills. Derek, you're up at 31 with the Chiefs.
I am going to go with Josh Simmons here at tackle because they need offensive line help. Josh Simmons, one of the best offensive line prospects in this whole thing. And he has a little bit of position flexibility. He was more of an interior guy to start his collegiate career and then move to the outside. So I like that for them.
I think he'll be good down the road. I don't know if he's going to be that impactful player for you year one because of his injuries, but more so 2026. I think that's a good selection for them. And Dose, finish us up here. You got 32 with the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I think I know what position I want to go. I know what position I want to go here. Just trying to figure out what I think would be the best fit for this team. I think it's pretty clear. I think I'm going to go Trey Amos just to wrap this up. I want a pure outside corner. I think I trust him with an off coverage, kind of like Darius Slay was filling that position of. So I mean he's had games with big time production. So I'm going to go Trey Amos to wrap it up.
Trey Amos to wrap it up. Derek, looking back, I'm kind of surprised you didn't go with Kelvin Banks here at 31. over Justin Simmons?
I would have, because Calvin Banks has done a little bit more. Like I would have. I mean, Calvin Banks does have both ends as well. But I think that Calvin is not quite as I don't know if he's quite the run zone scheme blocking tackle that the Chiefs may look to try to bring in. Because for me, Calvin is more of a standard left tackle, like you're in a pass pro, full on shotgun kind of left tackle offense. But for me, Simmons, you can do a lot more zone run schemes with Josh Simmons because he's a little more athletic.
Interesting. Well, guys, let us know what you think about this mock draft in the comment section below. A lot of trades, more trades than you're probably ever going to see. We're going to do something a little bit different next week. I think next week we might do maybe a full 3rd round mock draft. Maybe we'll start getting into like divisional specific mock drafts and do multiple rounds. Let us know what you guys want to see in the comment section below. But remember to kick it with us live next Thursday here on Roundtable Sports YouTube channel with Draftaholics at 6 p.m. Eastern. But as always, we appreciate you so much for watching. Leave a big like on the video. Subscribe here to Roundtable Sports. But until next time, stay safe.